Hello, everybody, and welcome to, dare I say it, a Planet Jane thing. So this is sort of something new for the channel that I have not really done before. What I've got open here is a Flashpoint, or a Blue Maxima Flashpoint, and what this is not, this isn't technically true, but more or less it is a Flash and Shockwave emulator. It's technically not an emulator because of how it works, but that's inside baseball. You don't have to worry about that. Point is, it lets you play many old Flash games right on your desktop without having to grab anything from off the internet. And I wanted to look at two specifically today, which is this one right here, Candystand Minigolf Classic. There's a mouthful for you. And the related Nabisco World Minigolf. You see there's also a third one here, but these are basically the same game, these two right here. What these are, or were, since I don't know if these are still up on the original website, is advert games, basically, for various Nabisco owned products. This one focuses mostly on their candy, and then this one down here is a bit broader, but they're pretty much, I would go so far as to say that this one is basically just this again, but with different levels. And I'm going to pop this open, and we're going to get right into this here. You'll see that the game window is pretty small, and even if I maximize it, it doesn't actually make the game itself particularly much bigger. So I'm just going to move this to roughly the center of the screen, and we'll just take a look at this here. I just wanted to do a thing on this. I'm actually going to turn this down a little bit because it is a little bit loud. Yeah, this is fine. You're going to hear a ding in a second. Apologies for that. There you go. But the reason I wanted to cover this is because I actually used to play these as a kid, quite a bit. I don't remember how I found them, but I was a big fan of these. We had just like a little rink-a-dink, I think it was a Windows, it ran Windows XP, and I want to say it was a Gateway, was our first desktop computer that we ever had. And it did not really, like, we didn't have many actual, like, PC games for it that you would buy, like, in a store. We had some. We had, like, Mech Commander 2 was the one that I have a lot of fond memories of. We had a couple, like, racing games and stuff. But, I have a lot of memories of playing this. And when I downloaded Flashpoint for the first time, not too long ago, I was idly curious. I was like, surely there's no way they got this. Well, lo and behold, they do. Somebody else, I guess, also, whether they played this as a kid or later on in life, they saw fit to do whatever arcane magic they had to do to get this thing working again, and I'm very grateful for it. I don't actually know, like, my assumption is that this game came first and then the other one came after, and the reason I think that is because the courses on that one are a little bit more sophisticated and a lot harder. I will say, the one, like, main complaint I have about this game is that once you pull the club back, there's no way to actually, like, make your shot less forceful. Like, it's just stuck like this until you take the shot. And man, is this weird mouth with the lifesaver stick behind it disturbing. Expect me to accidentally call them lightsabers at least once during this video, probably many more times than that. But yeah, I don't know. Like, something about mini golf games as a kid just kind of drew me in. And I've played some of the other ones you can see here in the background, actually, too. But this is one of the better ones, and it's the one that I have the most fond memories of. So I wanted to do a video on it. If you're wondering why I'm recording my whole desktop screen instead of just the application, it's because Blue Maxima does not play very well. I don't know why I keep calling it the thing itself Blue Maxima. I think Blue Maxima is just the name of the dev team. Flashpoint itself does not care for Streamlabs for whatever reason. Ooh, so close. And honestly, like, I wish I knew, like, who developed these. But, yeah, now that I think of it, I really should have looked that up before I started this video, but, oh well. Just, like, I don't know, they're really fun for what they are. I mean, it is basically just a ploy to get you to buy, say, lifesavers, which a lot of these... Actually, I think maybe all of the levels we've done so far have been ads for various kinds of lifesavers. I don't even know, like, there's some stuff in the other one that I know for a fact they don't make anymore, and I think that's probably true of this one, too. Like, I know they still make these lifesavers gummies that they've got shown off here. I'm not really sure what the obstacle for this is supposed to be. Like, you got these, like, weird gumballs blowing up, getting in the way of our shots. By the way, you might have sussed this out already, I am very bad at this game, despite having sunk, I'm sure, many hours into it as a child. I wasn't very good at it then, either, and I'm not any better now. I'm gonna go ahead and say that time has not caused my skills to age like fine wine. There we go. Some of these, I reserve the right to skip a level if it becomes... too annoying. There is one on the second game that is extremely annoying, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Come on. Come on! Just gotta get it in the little, like, Sonic the Hedgehog loop-de-loop here. Okay, come on now, come on. And eat it? For God's sake. This one I'm a little annoyed by, because I actually usually do pretty well on this particular one. And if you're wondering, yes, since I installed Flashpoint, I have played through both of these games in full once. Also been playing a couple other mini-golf games that I've enjoyed over the years. This thing also has Wonder Putt, which is a much later entry in that genre. I think Wonder Putt came out in like 2015 or so. There's actually an Indie Impressions episode, which you're probably familiar with if you watch my channel, but if not, that is the YouTube series by Nick Rockley Smile Reinecke, which served as the inspiration for my own Indie Bazaar. I will drop a link to that in the description, actually, if I remember to, because that's also a very good mini-golf game. Probably on, actually, like, definitely on a pure playability level, I would actually say that it's significantly better than these two, but there's other videos on the internet of Wonder Putt, probably not too many of Miniature Golf Candystand. I think I called it Candyland earlier, which is actually not what it's called. And if you'll notice, there's like a couple different variants of each of them. Like, the Nabisco World ones, I know the only difference is, like, some of the props are changed, but the actual, like, the actual level layouts are identical. Like, it's just a reskin, basically. And another one of them doesn't have the lifesaver keys, which are honestly like a very good touch that I enjoy a lot. Oh no! Phooey. But yeah, like, I loved mini-golf as a kid. I still like mini-golf, actually. I haven't played mini-golf in a while. because it's, you know, a little bit of a pricey hobby, and also there aren't any near where I live right now, I don't think. Maybe, I've never really looked, actually. I should do that at some point, anyway. But yeah, I really liked mini golf as a kid, and this was a fun way to, you know, get some of that mini golfing fun. And wow, that's a non-sentence what I just said there. Point is, let me play mini golf without actually going out and playing mini golf. And it was good for that reason. In fact, that might very well be how I found out about this. Like, I played this game when I was pretty young. This would have been, like, early 2000s, probably, thereabouts. And I can definitely see myself as a kid. I was a very spoiled child in my early childhood. Like, bothering my mom, like, hey, Mom, can we go to the fucking mini-golf place with the dinosaurs? Except I would not have said fucking because I was a child and was raised in a good Christian household where no swearing was allowed. But, you get the picture. And I can definitely see her, or maybe one of her, you know, marginally more tech-savvy friends. My mom's not really a computer person. Being like, hey, there's this free advert game you can play on the website that the people that make Oreos own. And you can do that instead of actually going out to play mini golf. But, like, it's really weird, because this is, like, definitely one of the first video games I ever played. Like, it was probably, like, some of the Putt-Putt games, and Reader Rabbit, and then pretty much right to this. Like, there was another thing, bonus.com, it was called, which was just, like, one of those websites where they would just steal, basically. And, we host other people's Flash and Shockwave games. And there was a bunch of stuff on that site that I like, most of which is not preserved in Flashpoint, at least not yet. I'm hoping they get at least the Area Flash series up at some point, because I would love to do a video on those games. First shmup I ever played, that one. And a damn good one, too, honestly, for something that was, I think, just coded by some random guy in Japan. Very fond of Area Flat 3 in particular, so hey, if the Flashpoint devs are watching this, or any of the people that do the difficult work of game preservation for them, if any of y'all can get your hands on any of the Area Flat games, that would be some stuff I'd be into. There must be a trick to this one, because it's like, I'm tossing it in, and it's coming out charred. Just have to, like, really time this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Some of these are surprisingly tricky. Like, I mean, I'm not doing well on any of them, because I suck at golf. But, you know, mini golf, real or fictional, not really my forte, much as I do like it. But, like, some of the courses, especially in the Nabisco world game, which we'll get to in a sec, because we're almost done with the, well, we got like a good 6 levels yet, but we're in the bottom, the second half of the first one, but some of the Nabisco world levels especially are really tricky. And this one's not easy either. It's got these weird baseball dudes that swat your ball away. And there's like a trick to this, but I'll be damned if I can remember what it is at this exact moment. Is that? Yeah, okay, you gotta like angle it so your golf ball flies over their heads. Kind of a weird thing. I might actually get par on this one if I can angle this in here. Hey, look at that. I'm a real golfer, mama. Okay. I distinctly remember a version, like, I think both of these games, actually, they had, like, multiple reskins, and I distinctly remember a version of this specific course where instead of the lifesavers sorbets, which I'm pretty damn sure they don't make those anymore, but instead of those they had now and laters, which if we never had those are basically just like harder, chewier starbursts. They're honestly like not a very good kind of candy, but for whatever reason that particular course has really stuck in my mind. And a couple of the other ones too. I think I played the Nabisco World one a little bit more often than this one, because I had more like, oh, I remember that moments with that one. Although I do definitely remember this one with the boat, because I could never, ever, ever get like the whole trick shot lined up here. Like you're supposed to be able to hit the ball out onto the raft and it'll like float over there, and if you do it right the first time you can cut some strokes off your par. Your total, rather. The par is like the average number. But I can never get it. I still can't ever get it. Oh, that counted as going into the water for some reason? Am I not understanding how this tube works? Brilliant. You know, they say the internet's a series of tubes, speaking of things that were popular in the very early 2000s. Yeah, there we go. Oh, hey, I just noticed that this piece of the course is shaped like the boat. That's interesting. I wonder if that's on purpose. But yeah, if anybody out there like knows who developed these games, or hell, if you are somehow watching this and are one of the people that worked on it, let me know in the comments. I'm very curious as to like how stuff like this got made, because obviously like somebody had to make it. Games don't just appear out of thin air. But like I'm curious as to what the process was. Like, did Nabisco go to somebody and be like, hey, we want like an advertisement that's also a game? Oh, they definitely don't sell these things anymore. Cream savers, those were the bomb, man. I liked these ones. I think these were like they were supposed to be dulce de leche flavored, like chocolate and caramel. Good stuff. Pretty sure they don't make cream savers anymore. Maybe they do? I don't think they do, though. If they do, then I am an extremely unobservant person. The thing I don't like about this course, you can't really tell, but the sugar-free here is actually like a raised object that your ball will collide with. Alright, and just tap it into the hole, and there we go. Another cream savers hole. Yeah, I guess these are all lifesavers, actually. I somehow never realized that. Which makes me wonder, actually, if the skin that I am more familiar with was an earlier one. Because that one, I think, had a slightly more variety with the candies represented. Wow. Okay. Oh, this one's horrifying. I hate this one. But that one had slightly more variety with the candies that were represented, so I wonder if at some point they were like, we need to just, like, have somebody reskin it, so it's all about... Jesus Christ, did you see that tongue? It was green. Like, I get they were advertising these sour stick things, but it looked like a fucking, like, serpent. Goodness, this course is extremely early 2000s. Extreme. Honestly, I find it difficult to think of a sport less extreme than minigolf. Although there was like a weird, like, little blip of cultural fixation on minigolf. I think. I don't know if anybody but me remembers this, but like, there was a couple things. The other big one that comes to mind, like, well, for one thing, this was far from the only advertisement minigolf game. There's a, I think it's being covered up by, yeah, the Postopia minigolf. There was that, too. And there was, the Jetsons one was not actually minigolf. That was more of, like, an actual golf thing, although it's kind of like a weird hybrid. What's it? But there were these mini golf advert games, and there was like an episode of Kids Next Door about a guy that was really obsessed with mini golf, and he got mad if you called it mini golf instead of miniature golf. That was a good episode. I should go watch that one of these days and see if it holds up. I should watch Kids Next Door in general and see if it holds up. I feel like it might hold up better than one would expect. There was some sly stuff in that show. God damn it. Anything with, there's a couple courses like this that have these, like, motion-sensitive parts, basically. Those are always a real nightmare. Alright, and we got the last hole here. Advertising Lifesavers tropical fruit flavors. I think they still make that one. You know, it's another thing I'm realizing. I don't think it's been a long time since I've seen Lifesavers in the iconic cylindrical package. I usually just see them in bags now. But I also don't buy Lifesavers very often because I'm not huge on hard candy in general anymore. So maybe they do, and I'm just, you know, ignorant of it. Wow. I could not do that again if I tried. Hopefully I don't have to. Nice. Our total score is 143. High score. No, that is not how golf is played. But, yeah, so that's Candystand Golf. Something I thought that was very interesting is that these actually have multiplayer. Just, like, built in and ready to go. Although, weirdly, it... Wait, why did it take me to the very last hole? Oh. Yeah, okay. That would be why, because I hit the wrong button. Just me. But yeah, like, you saw the menu there. It has, like, multiplayer built in, basically. You know, I just realized that this level's not themed around anything. It's just ice. Well, I mean, that's something, but there's no, like, food product. That's peculiar. Same with this one, actually. The theme is snow. Which is weird to me. Does Nabisco own fucking, push-up pops? Because those would be a real easy thing to work in here. Do they even make those anymore? I have no idea. Yeah, this one's actually Nabisco World Candystand. So, like, again, there's some level of, like, reskinning going on here, but there's only these two games. The rest is just variants with different, like, the props being reskinned to advertise different products. You get the picture at this point. There we go. Yeah, the courses in this one strike me as generally a bit harder than than Candystand, which makes me assume that it was made a bit later. The courses in this one are definitely gimmickier. Like, you got this bit here, which I'm very fond of. Where the whatchamacallit, the hot air balloon, there we go, takes the ball, and what you do is you click again to make it drop the ball. And I think you can get it right in the hole if you're good enough. Which I am evidently not, but still, we got it pretty close. There we go. Ah, this one's a whole thing. I have never once gotten it in this submarine. It just doesn't seem like it's one of those things. Juice doesn't really seem like it's worth the squeeze, because you can get it. That was weird. heard a notification sound from something. But, like, you can get it in the hole in, like, 3 strokes anyway. That's what she said, etc., etc.
Oh.
Okay. Abduct me! Abduct me! No, it's fine. I don't need no stinking flying saucer. Ah! By the way, best sound effect in any game ever. This fucking sound has stuck with me for years, and I don't know why. It's just such a weird noise. Like, somebody was asked, what sound do you think gummy worms would make if they were alive? And they answered with that. It's just a little odd. You know, I was talking about how much harder all the courses were in this one, but I'm actually doing okay so far. Or am I? Did it get stuck? No, it just didn't really go very far. I think I jinxed myself. If you ever want to start doing badly at a video game, talk about how good you're doing. Stuff's harder than Dark Souls, man. It's not really, but, you know. But, oh god, this little area wedged between the 2 rocks. What cruel fate. Come on. Come on. Okay, but have you considered coming on? There we go. Another one for cream savers. Is this also only lifesavers? I really could have sworn... No, there's stuff in here for other stuff. I know there is. In fact, obviously there was, because there was just one for gummy worms. I'm a fool. A fool, idiot, baka moron. I know I have a Discord notification. No worries, folks. I will pull up my other computer, my laptop, and I will check it over there. Your concerns about my privacy are well-intentioned, but do not worry, for I am a savvy internet user. Which is why, for years, I used 12345 as my email password. I can say that because I don't do it anymore, but the point is still that I did for a long time. An embarrassingly long time, really. This one's not really like the Lifesavers Candystand name is written here, but this is really not, like, branded in any way either. I almost wonder if these were based on an earlier non-adver game, which is not represented here. It would be interesting if they were, and if that is the case, I would like to find and play that. Just because I think seeing all these courses without the lifesavers and the gummy worms and the honeygram bears and all that would be kind of surreal. Here's the Oreo course. I bought some Oreos earlier today. Although they were the dark chocolate ones, which did not exist yet when this game was made. I don't think. They didn't start getting into the whole experimental, for lack of a better term, Oreos until like the mid to late 2000s, I don't think. No, gotta... if you're quick enough, you can put it out of there before it consumes them. But you really do have to be quite swift. and changeable. Alrighty. Ritz crackers. You guys ever eat just like plain Ritz crackers? It's a weird experience. Like, they taste fine, but they just feel incomplete somehow in a way that similar plain crackers like saltines or even the unflavored goldfish do not. This cookie level is a pain in the rear end. This one's funny to me. Anybody remember sports crackers? Actually, the other day when I was playing this, I looked these up to see if they still made them, and all I could find was a review from like a snack food enthusiast website from like 2006. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that no, they do not still make sports with a Z brand crackers. I actually used to like these things quite a bit as a kid, but to my recollection, they were basically just cheese nips with a different shape. This map fucking sucks, and you might see why in a second here. There's these paws that reach out, yeah. You get too close to any of the cave entrances. I wonder if this level is why I hate Teddy Grahams. I legitimately can't stand the things, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because of this. Some, like, lingering trauma. I actually could not clear this level when I played this the other day. I ended up quitting and just skipping it by doing the rest of the levels individually. But I guess we'll see if I can do it this time. I'm gonna give it my earnest attempt. Fuck. Also, I should check this Discord notification. 1 second, folks. Let's see. Okay. That was a response to an inquiry I had earlier about a CD drive. Nothing critical, but glad to get it sorted. If I was like a professional YouTuber, I'd edit that bit of silence out. But I'm not, so you guys have to listen to it now. That's not true, you could easily just have skipped ahead in the video. And in fact, if you did that, I applaud you for your proactiveness. Huh. I wonder what happens. If you notice over here, the score is at a 99, the stroke counter. I wonder what happens if you get to 99 strokes. Does it just, like, run over and, like, count it again from the bottom? Be a really weird and inefficient way to cheese this game. Where's the speedrunning community for this? That's my question. Yo, the chocolate teddy bear, though. It keeps grabbing my golf ball, and I'm not happy about it. I wonder if you put it slow enough if they don't come out. No. Speed is of no object to them in any particular direction. Okay, we did it. Awesome. Hey, Fig Newtons. Do they still make these? I have no idea. I never really liked them as a kid, so I don't really look for them in the grocery store. I assume they do. I remember them being, like, relatively popular with my classmates and stuff. Kind of a weird cookie. I think it's one of those ones, like Oreos, where they're mostly known by the brand name, even though there is a generic term for these. They're just called fig bars. It's the non-brand term for a Fig Newton. If you're wondering what the non-brand term for an Oreo is, it's chocolate sandwich cookie. Which is, like, maybe the least exciting thing you could conceivably call that. But that is, I believe, what they're known as. In, like, a non-specific context. Cool stuff. Anybody remember these? They were fucking Nabisco's knockoff Pop-Tarts. These definitely do not exist anymore. In fact, I think the big selling point about Cool Stuffs was you could get Oreo ones, and nowadays there's just, like, Oreo Pop-Tarts. I don't know if there was a merger there at some point, or if Nabisco, like, licenses out the flavor or something. Ah, here's one for all their crisp lines. Which is a name that I'm sure must have been kind of confusing in Britain, where crisp means potato chip. But, you know. Maybe they were called something else over there. Like how they call Lay's chips Whoppers. And this is the final level for two products that I'm, again, reasonably sure don't exist anymore. Chocolate Crisps and Coconut Cream Crisps. I'm actually allergic to coconut. I don't think I've ever had either of these, though. Shout out to this weird monkey, by the way. I'm not going to explicitly say what him throwing the chocolate looks like, but I think y'all can figure that one out. Either some poor planning or a deliberate bit of very subtle toilet humor on the part of the developer. Or maybe I'm just overthinking it. I don't know. And there we go. And we did a little bit better that time around. We did pretty well on the first couple holes. It was really the last few that gave us some trouble. But yeah, that's Candystand Golf and Nabisco World Golf. Two games from my childhood that I felt like cataloging and making I guess retrospective seems like a very grandiose word for whatever this was. A miniature Let's Play? I don't know. We did technically finish both of them. But yeah, I will put a link to Flashpoint in the description. And again, if any of you out there know more about these games, I'd be very curious to hear. If you like this video, let me know in the comments on Twitter or wherever is appropriate for you. Because if you did, I might make more stuff like this. Because there's some other stuff in Flashpoint here that I'm fond of and remember from that time period. But yeah, you know the rest. Like, subscribe, Patreon and Ko-fi links in the description, blah blah blah. I will see you guys next time. Have a lovely day.